Hello, we are the Scroll Ensemble and we improvise with classical music. I'm Robert. In this video I'm going to talk about the hexachord and how to use this historical idea as another inspiring limitation for your improvised melodies.
Ut, re, mi, fa, sol, la.
You just heard the hexachord. It is basically like do, re, mi, but with the final two syllables ti and do left out, and then ut instead of do. It was a basic ingredient of musical education in medieval and Renaissance times, and even a building block for many compositions, like by Frescobaldi and Sweelinck. We're going to talk specifically about how to use it for improvisation. If you want to know more about its history, watch the wonderful video on earlymusicsources.com. We're focusing on improvising melodies within the scope of the hexachord, so no counterpoint. The simplicity of using only 6 notes helps us to focus. Also, the hexachord has certain inherent melodic qualities, which help shape melodies in terms of tension and color. Let's get started. First of all, if we imagine the hexachord to be our entire musical universe, how can you play it in such a way that there is a sense that the lowest note is the beginning of the universe and the highest note the end? As with planets in our universe, each note in the hexachord is a little different. Ut is the ground, the starting point. Re is a bit more active, and mi was seen as the male or dominant sound, and still in our times is the so-called leading note. It was supposed to be bright and lead into the next half of the hexachord, or in other words, into the fa. The next note is the fa, which was seen as feminine and soft. From fa, the pattern of ut, re, mi sort of repeats, but brighter. We have fa, then the sol could be maybe seen as the sun, and then la, the outer extremities of our bright and wonderful universe. Experiment with these qualities and investigate their inner relations. First just in the hexachord, in the little scale itself. And then after you could also have a look, just take a few notes, for instance, mi, fa and sol, and see how they relate to each other, or even with jumps like re and la. Singing can be a great inspiration, especially how each syllable has a different vowel and consonant combination. When you sing, mi for instance, it naturally sounds different from fa or re, just because of how you pronounce it. Can you then even pronounce the syllables on your instrument? Now that we have these parameters of color and tension, we can work on organizing these notes in larger structures. In other words, phrasing. Finally, you can experiment using the hexachord as the universe for a longer improvisation. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to even use all of the notes. Sometimes not playing a note that we might expect is even more exciting than playing it. Each note on the way could be seen as such a station or maybe a planet on such a journey that one might reach according to expectation or not. You could also play with a second person who plays a drone. Maybe to start off, it could be on ut, on the ground. And then you could also experiment with changing this drone, seeing what happens during the improvisation if the other player changes the drone note. They should always still be notes of the hexachord, of course. Have fun and let us know how you're doing, how you're finding the use of this hexachord, and what else you'd like to know.